guys, I'm Leah Gordy with KLBK Sports. I guess for you, TJ, what has it been like transitioning to this program here at Texas Tech? Is it a little bit easier for you since you've already worked with Sonny Cumbie, or what has that been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been challenging. I mean, obviously, going to a new place, there's going to be some issues, but no, it's been great. They welcomed me with open arms. Very happy to be here, and Sonny's a great man. Just happy to be playing for him still. So.
And I guess, sorry if you can let me ask another one. For you, TJ, what was it about Texas Tech for you? Was it Sonny coming here, or what specifically was it about Texas Tech that made you want to come here?
I just think that we're building something special this year. I think I really believed in the vision of Coach Wells, Coach Farmer, and obviously I knew Coach Cumbie, what he brought to the table, just because I was able to work with him all of last year. Just three great men, and it's just a privilege to be here. And I just wanted to be somewhere where I could fit right in, and obviously knowing the offense made that substantially easier. So that definitely factored into the decision.
Go to Carlos.
Hey TJ, I apologize, I got here kind of late, but I don't know if you were asked this, but in terms of what you've seen, I know it's pretty early right now, but what have you seen just from the quarterbacks and just kind of from the offense in general so far?
I think we have several really good options at quarterback. There's all the guys can throw it. Have been very impressed. So far, I think today we had a really good day with the offense. We were able to score, on quite a few plays, have quite a few big plays. I think we're starting to mesh as a unit. It's going to take time with Coach Cumbie, just now getting here, but I do think that, by the time the first game rolls around, we will definitely be ready and we'll be scoring points. So.
In terms of what you can learn from seeing guys in pads, I know we ask coaches that, but what can you as players learn from kind of getting into pads and kind of seeing how other guys play?
I think as a new guy, or as like a transfer, kind of like me, it's just a way to kind of realize, you'll have some guys who are really good until you put the pads on, or just there's some guys that can be really good in the weight room, and then you get on the field and it's like, well, it doesn't quite translate as much, but that's just part of the business. I think it kind of helps you mesh as a unit as well. Until you put the pads on and go full go, there's really no way to truly bond, especially as an offensive line. Until you get those live reps, it's very challenging to develop. And, I think that's one pro to having spring ball. Last year I didn't have a spring ball, so just very fortunate to be here. So.
Go ahead, Carlos. Sorry.
Sorry, man. Just got a couple for Brandon. Brandon, in terms of what you've been able to see from this team from the defensive end and just kind of coming back and getting into the system again, I guess what have you seen just positive-wise from some of your teammates in terms of just the returning guys' experience and just guys kind of knowing what to do kind of going into the season?
So far, what I've seen, everybody's had a really good positive attitude. Everybody's excited to go into spring ball since we didn't get one last season. And everybody's, really excited on being able to get that extra time to work and work and get in that work so we can do pretty good this season.
Last one from me, Brandon. In terms of getting the pads back on, does that kind of fire you up as a defensive guy? And I guess what have you seen just from the defensive guys in terms of just flying around and being able to make plays now in pads?
Well, today was first day back in full pads. It felt pretty good. I was just excited to keep that going for the rest of the spring, and that's what we do. We're excited to do that. So.
Go to Sean.
Brandon, talk about how the defense is coming together and how the linebacker room has come. It's a totally different feeling than your time at Michigan State. How has your time at Texas Tech been different?
We still got. A linebacker room. It's all about brotherhood. It's all about being a good teammate. And it's kind of similar. But here, I feel like I got a great relationship with all the guys in there. Rico, Sean, Schooler, Morgenstern, everybody. We pride ourselves in being a unit and just coming in every day and doing what we got to do and to get better.
What have you done away from practice as a unit that kind of builds that camaraderie and the teamwork together?
Well, me and Krishan are roommates. We do a lot of stuff together. Obviously, we live together. We've Coach Wells actually started something new this off season, getting us all together as a team and doing like fun things like going to playing games like in the indoor, going bowling and stuff like that. So we've been able to connect as not just as a linebacker unit, but more as a team as a whole, and do things like that. And that's kind of got all of us to connect more in the linebacker room and as a team as well.
And what are the things that you want to improve on in your play this year to take the next step for yourself?
Really want to improve on, just getting better, getting stronger, being more aggressive, working on just everything, like all my skills, pass rushing, coverage, tackling, the whole nine.
What do you consider to be one thing that is your weakness right now that you want to improve on this year?
Shoot. I think I can improve on, I think getting off of blocks, probably. That's probably something I think I can improve on that, mostly.
Go back to Carlos.
Question for both you, Brandon and TJ. Who's kind of impressed you during off-season workouts or just maybe early on so far in practices, whether that be a freshman or maybe a junior or anyone else so far?
Go ahead, big guy.
Who's impressed me? We've only had about 4 practices so far, but a lot of guys. I feel like a lot of guys are making. I've seen a lot of guys make decent plays. I don't want to just single one person out. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. I've seen some good things so far.
I can only really speak for the offense, but I'd say that the offense as a unit has done very well the last 3 days. I think the quarterbacks have done exceptionally well. I was very impressed so far. Shuck, his first day was yesterday. He was throwing it really well. I've seen Barron, Henry, Donovan. They can all play. So it's a good problem to have. So just looking forward to seeing the unit continue to mesh. I think the offensive line's done very well. Also, thoroughly impressed with the other guys here. Everybody wants to be great. So that's the one goal you want to have is on offense.
Last one for me, for Brandon. In terms of the little story that you wrote, how important is it for you to play this year just for your name? And I guess what led you to kind of write something like that to kind of explain why you are playing this year? Your why, so to speak.
Obviously it means a lot. Like it kind of explained in the story. I just wanted to kind of get that out so people could get to know me more personally. As you know, I'm in my second year here. It's good just to know, get to know players, inside the jersey or whatever. So I felt like that was good to put out, and that is my why is representing my last name and going out and representing that in high fashion.
We'll finish with Brandon Solis.
Hey TJ, Brandon with RedRaidersports.com. I'm just talking to Coach Wells. He kind of mentioned maybe getting you cross-trained maybe later in the spring or in the off-season at guard. Is that something that you're familiar with? I know you spent a lot of time obviously at tackle, but just your thoughts on possibly seeing some time there in the inside.
What did Coach Wells say?
He said that he would like you to see some time there later, not right now, not right off the bat, but maybe spend some time at guard.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I've been playing, I played left tackle last year. I played, I think, 4 drives at right in the game. Usually we're doing it today, like I'll start at left and then we'll take just like 1 rack at right, somewhere randomized through practice, which is good. I enjoy playing both, so, whatever. I like left tackle the best, obviously, and I think it's where I can help the team, but, whatever's needed, I'll do, so.
Mud, how do you think you coming into this year feel like your body is, and what are your goals for this year? How do you feel like you need to perform for this team?
Well, as far as my body, I feel like my body is still intact. I haven't really, in my career, had much wear and tear because I've been taking care of my body. So I feel like that's definitely a good sign for me and my age as far as my experience goes. But for this team, looking to win, man. I'm looking to help contribute whatever they need me to do, no matter what position it is. Just come in, make plays, win, and yeah, Big 12 championship and more.
How has the rest of the ring kind of worked together and kind of come together this year?
I feel like we're building a bond. Like I believe Brandon said it earlier. Coach Wells started doing more of a every Wednesday like a team bonding thing. So that's bringing a positioning group together. We all meet sometimes outside of football and we like work out. You know what I'm saying? So we put in work together and more time and experience as far as off-campus activities go, and we like creating a bond so that we could all learn how to play with each other on the field, and it's actually a good thing.
What's the one goal that you have personally that you want to achieve this year for this team?
Personally, well, obviously, as a football player, I would love to be an All-American or Big 12 player. You know what I'm saying? So that's a goal. That's a personal goal, but overall, I'm really just looking to help win and help the team make it to the next level. For real.
Is there something that you worked on specifically during the offseason to help yourself prepare for this year?
Yes, I work specifically more on man-to-man coverage, which I believe in my head I have great man-to-man coverage, but I worked on just like being more consistent, doing things that help me become more consistent so that when I'm tired, and as far as like practicing and working out when you're tired, still being able to stay consistent and make more plays. So that's been a big emphasis on my game for this offseason.
We will go to 1 second. Go to Carlos Silva.
Hey, how's it going? Carlos with the Lubbock Avalanche here. I'm just, not sure, sorry I got here a little bit late, but in terms of what you all have seen in terms of getting into the pads, I know it's a little bit early, but what do you all as players learn when guys get into pads?
You learn who the dogs. That's really the answer to it. You just learn. Some people do better. It just pads just make you more physically sound. Like they say, what I heard is that football is 90% mental, 10% physical, but pads just make you more. It show your physical aspects, man. It just shows what you need. It just shows more physicality out of the player. It shows your mentality.
And I know I've heard some coaches and some other people, and I don't know if this is the PG version, but I guess your nickname's Muddy. I guess how did you get that nickname?
Well, yeah, Coach Jones made that nickname Mud. He started calling me Mud, and at Duke when he was with me at Duke, it's kind of the way I used to play. I believe like I used to play. I think it was two reasons. So the head coach used to say Muddy because he also was a singer, but Coach Jones used to say the way I used to play, like not play dirty, but just play like always play physical and got like I play really aggressive. So Coach Jones started calling me Mud.
So I guess for you, did you kind of take to it, or did it kind of take a little bit to kind of take to it, or did you embrace it?
Yeah, it took some time. It took a couple months for me to really get used to it, but you get used to bad nicknames, you know what I'm saying? So like at Duke, everybody had bad nicknames, so it took some time for me to really get used to it because I already had my own nickname, but they gave me that one. So, but now I like it.
I was about to say, what's your nickname that you do prefer?
Outside of football is Lil Dre because it's just like a nickname I grew up with my city. But in football, in high school, they used to call me like Mr. Change of Possession. So that was like my high school name.
Last one from me. Sorry.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, just last one from me. In terms of kind of like you said, I guess how do you feel your skills translate to Texas Tech and what Coach Jones and Coach Wells and Coach Patterson are wanting to do this year on defense?
I feel like my skills are very versatile, so it's not really hard for me to like switch or like change up schemes and adapt to it fast. Cause I believe in my head like I could do a lot of different things no matter what. I'm not really limited, so it's just as far as I have enough experience, so I already play. The game is already slowed down to me. It's just about like adapting to the schemes, which I think I'm doing a pretty good job of adapting to them. It could be faster, but I'm doing a pretty good job of bonding to the schemes.
Go to Leah and then Jared.
Hey there, this is Leah Doherty with KLBK Sports. I have 2 questions for you, but the first one, what specifically made you choose Texas Tech, and why do you feel like you're going to be a good fit here?
Well, Texas Tech was pushing me hard. They was pushing me hard coming out the portal, and they showed consistency, so that was definitely a big part. And then on top of that, as y'all know, Coach Jones coached me. He got me out of South Florida, so I understand. I had a connection with him. I know a lot about him, and I know his truth and like how he keeps it real with me. So that was a big part of also coming here. But I just like the way Coach was in the program. As far as like we couldn't visit, but as far as computer like and showing me things around here, I just like the way the program was going and how Coach Scholes was running the weight room and getting people intact, especially with the before and after pictures. It was just showing me a lot of things that I needed to see. So that really brought me in. And Big 12 is a passing conference, so that was another gimme.
How would you describe your style of play, and what goals do you have for yourself heading into this upcoming season?
My style of play is, like I said, versatile and relentless. Just play with passion. Like I just play with a lot of passion and a relentless mentality.
We'll go to Jared.
Hey, obviously, you have a great connection and rapport with Coach Jones. Can you give us a little more insight into y'all's relationship and what kind of coach he is?
Yeah, Coach Jones is a solid. He's a coach that's gonna tell you the truth. that's what I like. Cause in high school, coming out of South Florida, my coaches always told me the truth. I don't like coach. It's not that I don't like coaches. I like coaches to keep it real and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like, don't tell me what I'm doing right. I want to always know what I'm doing wrong. One thing about Coach Jones, he gonna always tell you what you're doing wrong. So that's kind of what brought me in. Like, he just always tell me the truth, and he stays on me and make sure he brings the best out of me. So that's really I like that type of mentality from a coach.